A very good morning. You're watching News9 with me, Deepak Bopana. And first up, the baby that was reportedly pronounced dead by doctors and then found to be alive just before burial has passed away. A premature baby was born to the Kumpala residents Gauri and Pushparaj on the 15th of August in a private hospital in Kutar. Now, the baby was kept on a ventilator, and on August 23rd, the doctors reportedly declared the baby dead. Now, the baby was then taken for burial, but the milk was poured into his mouth as per tradition, and the baby suddenly cried out, much to the astonishment and joy of the parents. The baby was then immediately rushed back to another hospital where he was said to be recovering. However, the joy of the parents was short-lived as the baby boy breathed his last on Sunday evening. Well, for more on this, I'm joined in by my colleague Arun Sundaram. Well, Arun, quite shocking indeed. Initially, the baby almost miraculously coming back to life once the milk was poured, and then again being declared dead comes quite a shocker to the parents.
Not just parents, Deepak, but also the neighbors. Remember, the couple was completely distraught because the news that was given to Pushparaj, the father of the little infant, was that the child had passed away on Saturday, but that was not the case to be, and on Saturday there was high drama when actually the ritualistic milk pouring happened and this child was found to be alive. Then the child was rushed to a private hospital and everyone thought that the child would pull through, but unfortunately enough we are given to believe that late yesterday evening the child breathed its last. But still, remember, at this point of time the finger of suspicion is pointed towards the first private hospital where the child was administered, in fact where the child itself was born on the 15th of August. And the doctors or physicians at that particular hospital still insist that the staff had not given a go-ahead for the discharge of the child. In fact, they go on to say that the child was actually suffering from a congenital kidney failure and its condition was being monitored. And they say that although the fact is the child was off the ventilator, the child's progress was being monitored very closely, and they had not issued any kind of discharge summary or given the go-ahead for a discharge. So clearly they are trying to put the blame on the parents, insisting that the decision to have the child moved out of that particular hospital where the child was born was of the parents' own volition and had no kind of medical backing, so to speak. So this raises a lot of questions and issues about the kind of medical negligence that we are coming across as far as some of these hospitals are concerned, Deepak.
Well, and considering the fact that the baby was premature, now was in a ventilator. Now, if we consider the fact that the baby was kept in the same initial hospital for longer, could we see a possibility of the baby's survival, or was the condition too poor for it to survive?
It's very difficult to hazard a guess, Deepak, because remember, the message that was sent out, again, that needs to be verified, because the message that was sent out to Pushparaj, the father, was that the child was virtually on deathbed and it was just a matter of few hours before it would breathe its last. And that's the reason why a panic-stricken Pushparaj actually rushed to the hospital and had the child removed, because he got a message, we don't know at this point of time from whom. Was it from the hospital sources, or was it from a doctor, attending physician, or was it from the medical staff? We really don't know at this point of time who called him up and why they gave out this particular message saying that the child's health was deteriorating fast and the father had to come to collect the mortal remains of the child. So clearly there was a bit of panic, and now if the hospital were to say that the child was suffering from congenital kidney failure and it was being monitored, why was it that the child's parents were not made aware of this particular development? Why was it only now that after the media got wind of this whole incident and splashed it on newspapers, etc., that suddenly the hospital is waking itself up and coming to the coming to its own defense by saying that the physicians had not given the go-ahead for the discharge of the child. So there are certain loopholes at this point of time. Perhaps some kind of an inquiry needs to be done, because clearly at this point of time we have to look at it from the parents' perspective. Their infant is dead, and he's had to go through a harrowing experience, Deepak.
Right, Arun, thank you for all that information. Well, quite indeed miraculous what happened with the baby, but of course saddening what the end result of this particular story is. You know, this particular baby was taken to the burial yard, assuming that the baby was dead. While they were pouring the ritualistic milk into the baby's mouth, the baby suddenly crying, bursting into life. Immediately the parents did rush the baby to another hospital where he was treated in the ICU, but there he succumbed once again to his injuries. Well, 4 children have gone missing since last evening in Kardagodi, and the missing kids have been identified as 10-year-old Vinay and Rafael Rai, and 10-year-old Praveen, and also 13-year-old Dominic Benedict. And all of these kids hail from KR Puram, and it is said that all these kids were together and were going door to door for collecting money from villagers surrounding KR Puram for the upcoming Ganesha festival. Now, soon after this, the group has reached Praveen's grandmother's place in Kardagodi, and it is here that they did mention their plan to go to Dharmasthala. Now, it is then that Praveen's grandmother decided to take these kids back to their homes in KR Puram, but then all of a sudden all these kids have gone missing. Now, Rafael and Dominic's parents have also filed a missing complaint at the KR Puram police station. Quite a unique case here. These kids who had gone out for collecting money for the Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations, these kids have all of a sudden gone missing. There are reports that they might have gone to Dharmasthala as well, because they did mention this particular fact to one of the grandmothers of one of these kids who have gone missing, Praveen to be precise. They went to their house and also mentioned the fact that they might be going to Dharmasthala. Now, the parents are pondering over the fact if their kids have gone missing, or is it a case where they have just left home and decided to go somewhere else. Now, the police right now have taken up the complaint. Dominic is one of the kids. Dominic and Rafael, their parents, have gone on to file a complaint with the KR Puram police, who are currently investigating the matter. Well, moving on, the stage is set for the declaration of by-poll results in 4 states today. Now, who will win and who will lose? Will BJP triumph, or will regional parties hold their sway? Let's take a look.
Voters in 3 assembly constituencies in Karnataka voted in the by-poll, which was held on Thursday. Of the 3 constituencies, Shikaripura and Bellary Rural were BJP strongholds, while the third one was with the Congress. The by-polls came about as the MLAs from all the 3 assembly constituencies won the May 2014 parliamentary elections. Last year, while voters favoured former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa from Shikaripura, Sri Ramalu, the close associate of the Reddy brothers, was declared winner from Bellary Rural constituency. For the Saffron Party, winning the by-poll will give it a big boost after it was routed last year in the assembly polls. Political circles attribute BJP's good showing in the May 2014 parliamentary polls in Karnataka largely to the charisma of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Former Chief Minister's son B.Y. Raghavendra is contesting from Shikaripura, while Oblesh is the Saffron Party's candidate from Bellary. For the Congress too, winning the by-poll in the state is very important. It could help Chief Minister Siddaramaiah tighten his hold over the party. And there are quite a large number of people in the state Congress who are eyeing the top post in the government. State Energy Minister D.K. Shivkumar was personally camping at Bellary to woo voters, while in Shikaripura, the Congress had backroom negotiations with the JDS. But the bigger battle is perhaps in Bihar, where 2 arch foes, Nitish and Lalu Prasad, have joined hands. Will Lalu and Nitish stop the Modi wave from hitting Bihar? A clear sweep of 10 assembly seats in Bihar will also be a booster for the BJP's newly elected president Amit Shah. Amit Shah was recently crowned as the national president for the Saffron Party after BJP's stellar performance in the 2014 Lok Sabha polls. A News9 report.
Well, the misery of Gulbarga farmers is truly disturbing as they are compelled to suffer this monsoon season for both shortage as well as excess of rain.
Gulbarga farmers consider themselves cursed. They have reasons to blame their fate. This district is known for extreme weather conditions. During summer, the people suffer from intolerable heat with mercury crossing 45 degrees Celsius. And during winter, the temperature falls below 10 degrees Celsius. Rainy season is always a gamble for them. It either rains heavily for the entire season or there is hardly any rain. Well, the monsoons this time has played hide and seek with them. For the first half of the season, the region received hardly any rain. But that did not last for a long time. The region has seen more than usual rainfall in the past few weeks. It has rained to such an extent that all the lakes in Gulbarga and neighboring districts are overflowing. This has caused large-scale destruction of crops.
ಜಮೀನುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪಾರವಾದಂತ ನೀರು ಬಂದ ಕೇಸಿಂದ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಬೆಳೆಗಳು ತೊಗರಿ, ಎಳ್ಳು, ಉದ್ದು, ಅವರೆ, ಹೆಸರು ಮತ್ತು ತೋಟಗಾರಿಕೆ, ಟೊಮೆಟೊ, ಬದನೆ ಇನ್ನಿತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಬ್ಬು, ಬಾಳೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬೆಳೆಗಳು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ತಮ್ಮ ರೈತರು ತಮ್ಮ ಹೊಲಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಜಮೀನಿಗೆ ಅನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಬಿತ್ತಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬೆಳೆಗಳು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ನಾಶ ಆಗೋಗಿವೆ.
The case is same in Ambalgi, Belamgai, Lingti, Damuru villages with most of the crops lying destroyed. The farmers are devastated over their ill luck. According to Alant Tehsildar, crops in about 600 acres have been destroyed because of rains and he has assured the farmers of writing to the government seeking compensation.
ಹೊಸ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ತಾಲೂಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆವಿ ರೇನ್ ಬಂದ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಲೂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಲೆಂಗ್ಟಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆನಂತರ ಲಾಡ್ಮುಗುಳಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಂಬಲ್ಗ, ಮುಂದೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಮ್ಮೂರು ಪಾರ್ಟು, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳ ಓವರ್ಫ್ಲೋ ಆಗಿ ಆಜುಬಾಜು ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಬೆಳೆಗೆ ಏನದಾವಲ್ಲ, ಬಾಳೆ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಬ್ಬಿದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸೋಯಾಬೀನ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಳ್ಳಿದೆ, ಹತ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ತೊಗರಿ ಇದೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಫರ್ಲಾಂಗ್ ತನಕ ಫುಲ್ ನೀರು ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಫುಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೋಸಿ ಬೆಳೆ ನಾಶ ಆದಂಗೆ ಅದು ಬೋಸಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಹೆಸರು ಸಹಿತ ಮುಳುಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟದ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಮಡ್ಡಿ ಆಗ್ಯದಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಣ್ಣೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ.
It is the same old story for farmers in Gulbarga. After praying for the monsoons to arrive, it is now time for them to pray that they had never seen rain at all. Sanjay for News9, Gulbarga.
Now, Richard Attenborough, one of Britain's best-known actors and film directors, has died at the age of 90. Now, in a career spanning more than 6 decades, Lord Attenborough appeared in dozens of films, including World War II classic The Great Escape, the dinosaur blockbuster Jurassic Park, and a period drama Elizabeth. So, quite a devastating loss for the Hollywood fraternity. One of the legends, Lord Richard Attenborough, dies at the age of 90. Now, he was one of Britain's best actors and known film directors who has passed away. So, indeed, a great loss to the Hollywood film fraternity. Well, indeed, he has gone on to win a lot of awards as well.